Hello, Westford. Town Manager Jody Ross made her fiscal 2020 budget presentation to selectmen. The town common was lit for the holiday season, and a Dollar Tree store is opening in Westford. I'm Nancy Burns, a WestfordCAT board member, and it's time for WestfordCAT News. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to our free daily newsletter with all the latest Westford news delivered to your inbox. Just visit westfordcatnews.org and click on the red subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Town Manager Jody Ross presented her fiscal 2020 budget to selectmen on November 27th. Here she is presenting the highlights.
So what are the highlights of this year's budget? Again, we are recommending a balanced budget. This has been, I think, the 4th or 5th year that we have done that. We feel we are maintaining level of services. We're not really increasing services. We're keeping up with the demand as much as we can and sustaining our assets. The schools, we did allocate $1.449 million or 2.5%. And that comes to a 1.59 if you back out the override amount. The towns allocated an additional 738 or a 3.17, which is a 1.66 plus the collective bargaining comp reserve. I think it's important to note that when I got the town request in August, I got a request for about 7.1%, I believe, increase, and we reduced those town requests by 782,000. Working with each town department, and I thank the town departments for working with me on that.
Other agenda items included a presentation by town engineer Paul Starrett on a planned Boston Road reconstruction project and a report on a pilot program for clearing snow off the sidewalk along Plain Road. Pedestrian Safety Committee Chairman Chris Barrett made the presentation, accompanied by Highway Supervisor Chip Barrett. The fiscal year begins July 1st. Watch the entire meeting at westfordcat.org. A Dollar Tree store is coming to Westford, according to a sign at the intersection of Littleton and Carlisle Roads. At the site of the former Rite Aid drugstore, the new store is now one of more than 13,600 Dollar Tree stores across 48 states and 5 Canadian provinces. At the time of this recording, the 14,000 square foot store was scheduled to open on Thursday, November 29th, according to company spokesman Kaylee Painter. Painter said applications are being accepted now for 12 to 20 open jobs. Anyone interested should apply in person or at dollartree.com. In the meantime, Rite Aid Corporation of Camp Hill, Pennsylvania completed the transfer in March of all 1,932 stores to Walgreens Boots Alliance Incorporated. The Alliance is a holding company located in Deerfield, Illinois that owns Walgreens and a number of pharmaceutical manufacturing, wholesale, and distribution companies. 7 members of Westford Academy's ghostwriter staff, along with their teacher advisors, Janet Fondon and Jack Holbrook, took part in a National High School Journalism Convention in Chicago earlier this month. The event was sponsored by the National Scholastic Press Association. Here with a recap of the experience are Editor-in-Chief Varshini Ramanathan and Senior Managing Editor Mehul Srivastava, both seniors.
Yeah, so the NHSJC conference is a gathering of like high school journalists and news magazines, that sort of like high school publications from across the country. So it's always been an invaluable experience. The school goes every year. This is the first time personally that Mehul and I attended, but the school does send a subset of its staff every year. And it's really just a learning experience to share our paper with the rest of the country and to also learn from the rest of the country so that we can continue to make our paper even better.
Mehul, you took a writing workshop while you were there, and it was about storytelling?
Yeah, so this was a workshop called Team Storytelling. So the Thursday that we were there, I think it was November 1st, we all attended pre-convention workshops that lasted the entire day. Like we started at like 9 in the morning, went till 5 p.m. So what team storytelling was, I did it along with two other junior editors, Kavya Desikan and Mahi Khandij. And what the three of us basically learned about is how to make our website and our articles not so text heavy, and also involves things like graphics and interactive ways that our readers can actually be more involved in our paper, because over time our generation, or readers in general, have moved away from reading only text to being more visual learners. So we learned how to incorporate things like that. So it wasn't just a workshop where we sat and learned everything. They also had us go out and find an article, write an article. So we were out in the streets of Chicago trying to find an article, and we had to incorporate things like images and graphics and videos in our article as well.
To read the story about the group's experience, provided by staff writer Hannah Thomas, visit waghostwriter.com. The Friends of Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church are getting ready to launch another fundraising campaign for the impoverished church in Aguacate, Cuba, that they've been supporting since 2002. The campaign is spearheaded by resident Jose Ramirez, who is a native of Aguacate and received the sacraments of the Catholic faith at the church.
These are people who, many live in Westford, some in Groton, some in Nashua, New Hampshire, others in other towns in the state, people that know of me and the church. And most recently, in the last couple of years, we have been able to make a connection with former parishioners of the church in Cuba that live in exile, like I do, in Miami, Florida. So the Friends of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, which is what this group is called, are dedicated to supporting a number of programs at the church. I can summarize by saying one of them is there is an elderly breakfast and lunch program. I can speak to that, what that means. There is a religious education program for children. And then we also tried, whenever we have additional funds, we try to provide them with some relief for minor repairs, which also is a story in and of itself.
Here Ramirez discusses the culture of the country and how difficult it is to maintain the building.
It is not unusual to have leaks in the roof, the inside of the walls, the sheathing of the walls, the outside of the walls are a great deal of deterioration. We had a significant problem in the roof where there was a need to do at least a partial roof replacement. And again, the conditions are such that we don't have a Home Depot in Cuba. We don't have.
You can't run to Home Depot.
You cannot run to Home Depot
supplies?
and build. As a matter of fact, in Cuba, it's more about repairing rather than construction. Because here something breaks, we throw it away and we buy a new one, because sometimes it's cheaper to buy something new than to repair it.
Yeah.
In Cuba, really the ability to buy is significantly jeopardized by the lack of materials.
The fundraiser will launch just after the new year. If you'd like to contribute in advance, send a check made out to the Society of St. Vincent de Paul to the address shown on your screen. Be sure to write Cuba Church on the memo line. To watch the entire Main Street episode, visit WestfordCAT.org. Residents gathered on the town common on November 24th for the annual tree lighting ceremony sponsored by the local Girl Scouts. According to an article in the Westford Eagle, it was 13-year-old Mark Jarvis who orchestrated the first ceremony 30 years ago. Now 44, Jarvis was present on Sunday with his family around him. Here's news from Town Hall.
Hi, I'm Jody Ross, here to give you an update. So at the Selectmen meeting last night, I did present the fiscal year 20 budget, and we have about $3.7 million in new revenue to use for the upcoming year. I did meet with all town departments, and we did review all their requests. We will be funding an additional police officer and 2 additional firefighters in response to all of our public safety increase in calls. The schools are looking for a 4.7% increase, and we are in discussions right now on how we can afford to fill those needs. The new growth we have planned for this year is about $850,000, and that will be coming from two large apartment complexes that are being constructed off of Route 110. We're expecting about 448 new apartments in that area. We always keep 5% in our reserves, which helps our bond rating, which is AAA, the highest that you can get, and that helps us with insurance rates on some of the capital projects that we fund. So December is approaching. It already feels like December with the cold temps we've had, but there's a lot going on. We did have the tree lighting, and I want to say a special thank you to our Parks and Grounds crew that were out there right after Thanksgiving, and it was frigid temps, and they were hanging the lights on the trees and beautifying our town commons. So thank you. On December 5th, the Board of Selectmen and the Town Manager's Office cook breakfast for the seniors. This is an annual event. And if you're a senior, we would love to have you join us at 8:30 in the morning, and we make a delicious breakfast of French toast and eggs and hash browns and sausage, and we have a lot of fun. Also, the Town Hall will be doing its annual holiday door decorating contest. It is the doors to each department, and it does go outside of even the Town Hall. The police, fire, which will be down the road now at 65 Boston Road, and the water department, Council on Aging, they all decorate their doors, highway. So we encourage you to get out and see these departments, and we vote on the doors on December 18th, and the winning department gets pizza luncheon. So join us in those festivities. So that's what's going on for now in the Town Manager's Office, and I wish you all very happy holidays.
Selena, a 7-year-old pit bull mix, is available now for adoption at Lowell's Humane Society. Here's WestfordCAT's production coordinator, Patty Stocker, with more.
There are so many loving pets available now for adoption at the Lowell Humane Society, like this gorgeous and gentle pit bull mix named Selena.
Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm here today with Selena. Selena is a 7-year-old pit bull mix, and she is incredibly sweet. She was brought in because the owner was having some medical troubles with her. She has some pretty excessive skin infections and really needed some help getting that treated. So she's with us now and getting lots of love, lots of baths, and the medication that she needs to stay healthy. And she's really improved already. Her coat's growing back in, and it's growing back in nice and shiny. And we hope that if she continues to get proper care, she will grow into a beautiful coat and not have any further issues. But she does need someone who will pay attention to her diet and make sure that she's getting what she needs. This little hippopotamus really likes to swim, and she likes to play and wrestle when she's feeling better. She would be a good match for a home with a low-key dog. And dog-savvy kids would be a good match as well. She does like kids, but she's a little nervous around people, so kids that have been around dogs before would be the best match.
If you think you'd like to provide Selena with her forever home, or would like more information on donating to or volunteering at the Lowell Humane Society, visit them Tuesday through Sunday at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell, or go to lowellhumanesociety.org. Call 978-452-7781. You can also find them on Facebook. For WestfordCAT, I'm Patty Stocker.
She gets her weekly medicated baths and lots of snuggles. We think she's gonna work out just fine.
We've hit the dark days of winter, but with the holidays coming up, everything feels a little bit brighter. Here's what weather.com is forecasting for the coming week. Here's WestfordCAT board member Betsy Alvarez with suggestions for things to do in the area.
Thanks, Nancy. The community Christmas chorus will perform Christmas Through the Ages
on Sunday, December 16 at 7 p.m. at the First Parish Church United. All proceeds benefit the Westford Food Pantry. Suggested donations for entry are $5 per person or $15 per family, plus 2 non-perishable food items for the pantry. The Westford Family Fun Fest and the Westford Business Association is welcoming everyone to the 6th Annual Festival of Trees and Wreaths at the Westford Regency Inn. Opening night takes place on Friday, December 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. The decorations and trees will be on display in the hotel entranceway through December 27. Admission is free. Chelmsford High School's The Thursdays are one of 8 a cappella groups that will join the Gentlemen Songsters at their annual holiday cabaret on Saturday, December 8th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Mount Pleasant Golf Club, 141 Staple Street in Lowell. Tickets can be purchased at eventbrite.com and range in price from $20 for adults, $10 for students, to free for children under age 8. I am Betsy Alvarez, a WestfordCAT board member. Back to you, Nancy.
That's it for now, Westford. As the Thanksgiving holiday approached, we asked passersby what they were thankful for. Here's what they said.
I'm thankful for my mom.
My family. I really like my family. I love them a lot. Thankful for being able to have this jersey on. I'm not playing right now because I got 2 concussions this season, but I'll be back next season 100%. My friends, 100%. They helped me get through a lot.
I'm thankful for my family.
Me too, yeah. I'm thankful for my kids.
My family.
Same, like my family.
My family.
I'm thankful for my job and not being on the street. Thanks a lot.
All right, so first of all, I'm thankful for this really crazy lady. I get to spend a lot of time with her, and she makes me smile every day. And I'm also really grateful for my family and friends because, again, that's what makes you get out of bed every day.
I'm grateful for my friends, my family, and my school.
My friends, family, and my dog.
I am thankful for my family and for all the opportunities that I have been given because I know so many people haven't been able to have the same opportunities I have, and I really appreciate that and I'm grateful for that.
Everything. Life. Happy to be alive. I have cancer, so I'm just happy to be alive, so that's good.